this. All right, class has started. We're gonna start by sharing important information. What's up? What's up? Lollipop Guild. Hey, Daniel, you go in the closet and grab a camera and a tripod, please, and a battery. It's one of those three. Why is it taking forever to paste? Did it just not paste? Oh, come on. Now it's showing the. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right, copy. All right, let's paste. Yeah, you didn't know you could do that? Yeah. You didn't know you could do that? Yeah, pretty cool, huh? You go. Look at this. Look at this. Sent it to my wife, and then she said, "Is this a hint?" Well, what do you think? Why else would I send it to you? In 10 years from now, it'll be worth $40. So yeah, it's definitely a collector item. Just like my Shrocks. I got one pair still in bag. Look, most importantly, do you know what's the most important song on the Shrek soundtrack? No, it's not All Star. You can find All Star. There is one song on the Shrek soundtrack that is only on the Shrek soundtrack. Like when you look it up, it literally the only place you can find it is on the Shrek soundtrack. No, I don't. Okay, well that's the original. I'm not talking about the original score. I'm talking about, of course, Hallelujah, performed by Rufus Wainwright. It's the only one that you can find his version of it is on the Shrek soundtrack. Previously unreleased on anything else. So when you search for Hallelujah is performed by a bunch of other people, right? But it's written by him. Yep. What? Sure. Was that one in Shrek though? I don't think so.
Not everything is about Shrek too.
There is I agree, there is some bad stuff in the world. That is the stuff not about Shrek. Let's talk about important stuff and not about Shrek. I am very nervous about Shrek 5 though, everybody. I will tell you right now. I'm just concerned. Like there's only, the odds of it being good or bad, and if it's good, it'll be really good. If it's bad, I'll be really sad. Go ahead.
Well, the world that he's like, no. And then she goes anyways. And then he has to go find her. And at the end of the story, together. The end of the story realizes that maybe it's okay to let go.
Probably, but so are you telling me that movie plots are bad? Because you just described most movies, right? Like you just described a generic one. There is a theory to film writing that there are only 7 stories, right? And every story's been told already. It's just how you tell the stories, right? And there's basic plot structure. So when you describe like something very obvious, cool. Will you set that up for me, please? Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm more concerned because from what I've read, she leaves home and goes to the real world that leaves not Shrek animated world. And then Shrek goes to actual human world where he realizes he's a meme and people love him. And that I cannot abide. You're
saying it's Shrek breaks the internet?
Or it's like the Smurfs did that, or it's like it's too cute by half, right? Like Like I can accept like Shrek going into like a Shrek multiverse, maybe like across the Shrekiverse or whatever. But if he just comes to the world and finds out like if there's a Shrek is love, Shrek is life reference in this movie, I'm gonna be upset. Yeah. I just want him to make fun of modern things in fairy tales. That's all I want. Mr. Beast as the beast from yeah. That all sucks. Yeah, that all sucks. I just want it to be Shrek doing stuff and farting. He farts way less than you think, though, by the way. There's only like one fart in the whole first movie. Two farts, I think. Uh, well, one implied fart. He farts in the opening credits, and then Donkey thinks he farts, but it's actually the sulfur from the volcano. Okay. I'm a Shrekspert. What can I say? Okay, let's check in. Maston, how's your film?
Good. Doing a lot of the audio stuff right now. I found a piece of music. I think it would be easier and it would sound nicer if I don't go about making two different music tracks for two different, or having two different music.
Whatever you think works. I need to see something. And it, yeah, and ultimately, if we don't get it by Monday, it's not going to be in the showcase. Telling that everybody, if you have a film that's due, if I don't get it by Monday, it's probably not going to be in the showcase. So reach out to Grant and me this weekend if you are concerned about where it's at. But if you show me something on Friday, I can say, great, change these two things, and then we'll be good to go. All right.
Friday or tomorrow? So I can just use tomorrow all the acting stuff.
Love it. Yeah, I'd love Grant and I to if you have it tomorrow, that would be rad. If you have it Friday, whenever, I was just giving you more time, but if it's, show it to me as soon as humanly possible. Dilo, that goes for you too. You just missed the announcement, but pretty much for no substance, I need to get the changes by, I need to see something this weekend or Friday or as soon as humanly possible. Essentially, if it's not complete by Monday, it's going to have a hard time getting it into the festival. Grant and I have to wrap up all the stuff. So take my notes that I gave you, and please go from there. Okay. Yes.
So I was able to cut like 40 seconds out of it.
Love it.
So it'll shape that, and I did take your recommendation for having them look at each other like towards the middle section, so that way they have another interaction. If that's what they think, they're in the same room together.
Beautiful. What about your end shot?
My next track.
The ending shot.
The ending shot. What about what? You're talking about? Oh, the one that's right here. I'm probably gonna keep it the way it is.
Okay.
So.
All right. All right. You're the artist. I'm just a critiquer. Okay. What's up, Bryce? Cole's Cash. Nice. How do you feel about that being your nickname going forward? You don't, okay, good. Thank you. If I give you a nickname, it's because I like you, but if it is a nickname you hate, please don't please let me know. Because Geronimo let me call him my nickname for like 2.5 years, and he told me he hated it. I can't tell you because he doesn't want me to ever say it again, because all of the students started calling him it, and it made him mad, and I didn't realize. I thought it was, we got that relationship where we make fun of each other. And yeah, so don't ever call him the nickname because he doesn't like it. Don't call him Nick. What if that's your nickname? Nickname, that would be good. You like that nickname? That's a good nickname. All right. But don't feel bad if I haven't given you a nickname yet. So it's, if you don't have a nickname, it's odds are I remembered your name. Not that I don't remember your name, Bryce. Yeah, that too. If I call you Bud or what's up or don't say your name, I probably don't know it. But jokes on everyone here. I know everyone's name. Um, uh, Maston, talk to Maston. I got to do that for Marty. Okay, we're going to talk about the camera today a little bit, and I just wanted to go over some of the features. So I'm actually going to disconnect this. Since we're filming today, we're going to talk just a little bit about camera and features and what it does and why is it important that we know how to use these cameras. And then we'll go into lab where you'll have access to the editing room if you want it. And then by 5:30, we're leaving here to go set up. So if you want to come and help set up, reminder, volleyball game. Remembered? You're going to do the interviews? Great. Volleyball game? Yes. Daniel signed up for it as well. So Daniel, anybody else able to come? No? Okay. Well, it's good. We have enough. You can run all the cameras and I can assist. Grant's going to be there too, help facilitate with the interviews. Grant knows like the whole team and everybody, so he'll answer. We're playing Deanza. What do you think about my new haircut, by the way? I don't look at myself this often and I hate it. So it's all right, right? Come on. Starts at 6:30. And then the game will go probably an hour and a half, and then we'll do interviews. So we'll be done by 8:30. Make sense? Oh, got a comment? Yes, sir. Yes, Dilo. Talked about it. Okay, let me plug in the camera. How am I going to do this for Zoom? I think I'm just going to turn you around. You're going to watch the screen, Zoom. You Zoomers. We have a Sony. But then I have to plug the Sony in to shoot this. And I don't think it translates as well. And I don't want to do that, to be honest. Thank you. Danny, you want to operate the camera? Or anybody who's not Daniel, since Daniel has probably the most experience with the cameras. Let's turn this over here. Do we have questions about all the projects that are due? 2 more projects left, technically, unless you haven't done any of them. All right.
Does the film showcase start?
Ooh, good question. Bryce is asking, what time does the film showcase start? And let me show you. I just made the flyer. Absolutely, we'll send the flyer as soon as the boss gives me approval, okay? And by the boss, I mean Grant. Technically not my boss, but oh, I thought it will be at 6. It's a Saturday. Saturday the 22nd at 6. There you go. What do you think? You like it? I just made it. Oh, pretty good, right? Pretty good. November 22nd, start time 6 p.m. Free entry, free snacks, and great films. Location, Gavilan. Did I spell that right? Yeah, I spelled it right. Gavilan College, SS 214. So it's gonna be up in 214. I'll put in the Discord and I can shoot it to you once I get approval, but I misspelled something on the last sheet. So I'm waiting for Grant to say yes, even though he approved it last time too. No shade to Grant, but yes. Also, reminder, if you attend, you get extra credit. That's in any of our classes. And if you bring guests, you get 50 additional points. So what does that mean? It's 100 points to show. You get 100 points if you have a film in the showcase, as long as it's done in time, and 50 extra points if you bring guests. Okay.
Like a diamond. Like better with pressure.
Okay. Like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Yeah. Yeah. Diamond dogs. What else? Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Um, uh, 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 Crystal gems, diamonds. Okay, stop sharing. Okay, let's go back to this. All right, let's turn on this camera. So those of us who have played around with the camera, like Bryce, for example, what did you notice about this camera, Bryce?
Is that the one that?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just like a skill issue, but for me it was kind of hard to like turn it quickly.
It was hard to turn quickly.
Yeah, to keep up with the speed of the players.
So yeah, football and definitely how we're shooting is going to be really important. So getting the tripod in the right location type of thing. Bryce, you might want to come up because I feel weird with you.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm about to like bend over and do some stuff. So thank you. Yeah. Whoa. I mean, I just didn't want to like. Okay. So like when we're following, let me jump on and do something really quick. Make sure our ND filters are open. 0. Now nice. Okay, so sports, right? So our tripod head is going to matter with the sports, especially for football when we're watching the ball go and then have to do something like that, right? A quick movement. Now, what's great about cameras and following that type of movement, right, is when we're following the ball, as long as we like land perfectly, as long as we make our adjustments during the move, it's easier to hide mistakes. So for example, all right, Maston is our quarterback. They're gonna throw the ball, and then I'm gonna zoom out as I pan, right? So how noticeable was that zoom out? Like it's definitely a close up. Now I'm moving and panning at the same time. You hide your move. You can hide your movements. Except then, what if I did it like this, Bryce? Looks worse, right? Yeah, watch. You're the quarterback. You throw the ball, and then Daniel catches it. Clunky, right? But so the fluidity of the movement would be following and going there. I'm going to tell you, it's definitely a skill issue. It's a muscle memory thing. Sports, which is fun, why volleyball is going to be easier than, why do you think volleyball is going to be easier than football to shoot?
Much smaller.
Yeah, it's a small area.
It's a small limited court and the ball is going to go back and forth. So realistically, we're probably going to be doing something like this, right? If we're following it all, the wider, the better. You know, we're following an item that is like, if you're zoomed in and on the ball, when we watch sports, right, in basketball, I thought of you last night. I was at a pizza parlor and they had the Warriors game on, and I saw a bobblehead of Steph Curry, and they put the stupid thing in his mouth. And I tried to take a picture. I was going to send it to you, but I missed it. So imagine Maston's head is the ball. If it gets thrown, it's like, oh, it's hard to follow when you're that zoomed in, right? So most sports is wide for that specific reason. And then there's some cameras that go in for the close-up, like we want to see for basketball, for instance, when it's the free throw, right? We get a reaction of them like shooting, but then we cut to the wide to see if the shot goes in, right? It's always like, where are the moments that we can find these close-ups? So in volleyball, we know that like service is going to happen at the exact same part no matter what. They're going to throw it up and spike or serve the ball. So we know that's a fixed spot. That's always a spot that the ball will be. And so knowing knowing the sports are good because then you know where the ball's probably going to be. Let's not, I told you, I'm not a sports ball person. I know enough sports because I've had to shoot every sport basically. And I've played sports in high school. I just don't like watching them, right? Like I don't feel, I would rather watch a movie than watch the essentially the same game. To me, I feel like it's a repeat no matter what. Because yeah, well, I'm sorry, I told you I'm not a sports watcher because to me, it's like, oh, how different is this? Oh, they scored by 13 points instead of 6 points. And the guy shot the free throw. It was good. I, what are we watching? Wait, I might, maybe I'll give basketball another shot. I didn't realize they're stroking it. Okay, Bryce. Again, maybe I am a sports ball guy. I've never heard the term stroking it for basketball, but okay, sure, why not? Dude, we're not going not in class, not on Zoom. Yeah, let's. This will be recorded and uploaded. We don't want to know about. Swish. Talk about stroking and shots now. I mean,
you stroke before you make your shot, you know?
All right, and balls, right? Okay.
That's a very dramatic term, but it is used. It's very descriptive. Yeah.
So your tripod is, of course, going to be a really important element. We've talked about the tripod before, but your fluidity, of course, there's two knobs you should pay attention to, which are the lock for the tilt and the lock for the pan. Pan, of course, is left and right. Tilt is up and down. The tripod will also have a feature right here on the back, which is how much drag is in your head, how much resistance is on the head of the tripod. So even though I have the pan off, I have to give it a significant amount of effort to make it go left or right. These are features that help lock it down so that when you put your camera on here, it doesn't fall over, right? Like the worst thing that could happen is your tripod falls off. That means your plate's not connected right. The next worst thing that could happen is the tripod could be loose and weighted and would go like this. Why would this be bad? Well, okay, I'm turning around and all it did was my tripod's not shooting straight up, or my camera's shooting straight up. Where would you think this is a bad situation? Sorry, what? Well, it's not live, okay? If I'm turned my back, it's pretty bad. But let's say Bryce and I are at the football game, and Bryce's camera goes, oh, I'll make it my camera. My camera goes like this because I'm not paying attention. Why is that bad? Other than I'm not shooting anything. Let's say I'm not recording, I'm not paying attention. I just have my camera on, and it's like this. The ball, well, I'm not paying attention, so that could be bad, or someone could run into the camera. Those are all bad situations, but not what I'm trying to get to. Angel, I'm sorry, could you sit over here somewhere? It's just like
He's bending over a lot.
Yeah, it's just I keep just forgetting you're over there, and yeah.
There's a splash zone.
It just
right?
yeah, it just it's the splash zone. Yeah, it's the dirty class. Okay, so we're outside. Daniel, do you know what I'm trying to get at? Yeah. What, Daniel? Sunlight hitting the lens. So we're outside at the football game. My lens goes straight up, right? And even if the reason it's not going straight up is because of my bar right here, which I can also adjust so that I can hold it different, right? Like I don't want to get hit in the groin that way, but I can turn it whatever feels best for me. So now if it's like that, look, whoa, my camera really Also, we're testing our tripod, making sure our tripod plate is fully on, right? But pointed up like this, even in this environment, if we had a spotlight going and it hits my lens, or if I have the sunlight going and hits my lens, what's that going to do? It's going to destroy the image, right? I'm just going to get white light probably. You don't want to shoot the lens, but what else is the other risk?
Does it damage the camera itself?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
It can kill pixels within your camera, and in fact, I'm sure you at least haven't looked at it. Hold on one second. But when we turn off our camera, we opened it up, right? When we do our lens swap. This is the sensor for your camera. This is a reflective image that amplifies the image that comes through the lens onto here and it goes onto the chipset on the camera. Now, I don't even like having it open right now, especially if it's open and sunlight hits this, you're killing your camera, basically. You're killing the sensor inside, which will have to be replaced. Will also then damage every single image that you get moving forward. So even having it open right now, I'm super nervous. You know why? Because dust, having it open, that's why we do our lens swaps as fast as possible with the red, because while this is open, we're exposing our camera to particulates in the air. If we're at the beach, don't ever do this because sand is an issue. Because what can happen is a piece of dust can get in there and then land on the sensor, and then it won't damage your sensor, but you'll look and everything I shoot has a little blurry feature, like right here, like 1 pixel that's blurry. Why is that? Because the sensor is dirty. Yeah. So what the image that's being collected in your camera will always be affected by that dirtiness. That's why we're always, and of course, why else are we very sensitive when we're doing a lens swap? Anyone that's not Daniel? 3, 2, 1. Daniel, why are we being sensitive when we're doing a lens swap?
by yourself.
Keeping it clean.
The lens is expensive as well, right, Daniel? Has anyone in the program dropped the lens, Daniel, since you've been here? No. Do we all know who the last person to drop a lens at Gap was? It's not me. I wouldn't be this happy acting like it was me. It was Grant. Grant dropped the lens. If you ask him, it was someone else's fault. But that being said, the got it, we say got it for a reason, because someone handed him the lens and he didn't say got it before they let go. What happens if you drop the lens? If you're lucky, and if you got the instinct of a camera person, what's your first instinct when the lens drops? You try to let it land on your foot before it lands on the ground. Okay. So yes, I mean, I've done that with my cell phone where I drop my cell phone, but then I put out my foot and end up kicking it. But you're hoping that it's heavy enough that it crushes your foot and the fabric and doesn't break the glass. If the glass is broken, the lens is messed up. So a messed up lens, you're hearing me but not seeing me. Okay. A messed up lens is broken, right? And how much are lenses? It depends on how much. That is a price of a lens. Yeah, it depends on the lens that you're getting. A cinematic lens could be $100,000 easily. These lenses are $12,000. Okay, this one right here, $12,000. But there are some, like a variable lens. Those are primes, are really where the glass is. This is actually 12,000 seems a lot. I'm probably overplaying. It's probably more like 7, because variable lenses, the glasses aren't as good. And what's a variable lens, cinematographers in here? Zoom in, zoom out, right? Yeah, it's not a fixed lens, Isaac. So fixed lenses are called primes. Primes are specific length. When we shoot in our film class, We switch the lenses a lot because we want different looks, different styles, and different distances. When we use why do you think we use the veritable lenses here in this production class and on these cameras? Why are zoom lenses beneficial to what we do?
It's quick.
It's quicker, it's easier. We can recomposite the shot. When we're doing Ftve News, we're running and gunning it, right? Like we're gonna take all the stuff, especially if we're shooting volleyball. It's like, okay, let's do a lens swap in between, mid-hit because we want to zoom in or follow it. No, we need varietal lenses that allow us to get and do the closer shots. What'd you say? All right, let's turn it on. Bryce, any other things you want to note about these cameras?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't had that much experience in general to know like what's.
Yeah, but no experience is great. Great thing. What's the takeaway from it as well?
I liked the ability to have it that I felt like very natural, very easy.
Yeah, right. So our camera's going to have zoom lenses, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 rings on it. So the zoom ring is going to go our in and out. Sorry, Angel. There, we'll make it Bryce. There we go. Right there you go. Our other ring. Who knows what our other ring is? Focal ring, right? It's going to allow us to focus. We also have autofocus turned on this camera right there. And we have face detection. That's what the squares are going on. It's actually finding out. And you could see with the amount of light, we actually have a large focal depth, right? So depending on the amount of light and our settings, our camera is going to give us either a wide or narrow depth of field. Is this wide or narrow? Wide. Why? Because Phil's face is in focus and so is Michael's, right? But look at the distance between them. If we change the settings and change the f-stop and change the ISO and then added lights here in the studio, we could narrow our depth with this lens. But we'd have to change a bunch of settings. It's currently on this, so we can see that we're using no lights other than the the LED or the house fluorescent lights. And why is it look this quality or this light level, right? Here's our focus. Why? Because we have our f-stop, which is right here. You can note it down here, f5. All right. Now the f-stop's all the way open. If we close our f-stop, it gets darker. The number gets bigger. And you can see we can go all the way to 22 with this one. Sometimes they'll even let you close your f-stop, right? So and your f-stop is how much light is being let in. So think of your f-stop as your iris in your eye, right? When it's dark, yes. Oh, sorry, I thought you were raising your hand. So yeah, when it's dark, it's open. Your pupils become huge, and it's because it's trying to take in as much light level as possible. But when we close it down, it becomes a pinprick. Is this opened or closed right now? As far as it's closed. The bigger the number that we're closing it, because we are making it a pinprick, so the less amount of light. When we're open, it's actually the lower number. I think I may have dyslexia in my conversation earlier, so now I'm clarifying. So when we open our iris, our f-stop gets smaller and more light comes in, so it gets brighter. What do we notice about this image though? It's blown out, right? Like we would consider this blown out too much. So let's close the f-stop a little bit, go kind of about there. What do we notice about it now?
More shadows.
Yeah, more shadows. Now it's more dark, but we can see the background as well. It's not blown out. The other thing to note is in focus, out of focus, right? Here's our depth of field just by changing our f-stops, and our focal length will affect how much we can see in focus, because remember, we're all the way zoomed in here, right? And it's telling me this is at 105 millimeters, which is our zoom. So the lens would be a 100 millimeter lens. If I zoom all the way out, this is a 24, and we can see that the 24 at this level of light gets a large depth of field. Just looking at this image, though, on the TV, it's easier to tell. What do we notice about it? Go back to you. What do we think? Good? Bad? Are you happy with this if we had to shoot this shot? Bryce, what do you think?
It is a little bit, yeah.
A little bit too dim. Okay,
I
so
like the dramatic amount, though, just like this.
let's open the f-stop a little bit more. You know, this is the happy medium, what you want, or can we fix it in post? Anything else? What else do we want to notice? What would you change? All right, okay, Michael, I like that. But even if we're this far zoomed in, can we recomposite the shot?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the rule of thirds, when you have two subjects, right? You have to sometimes sacrifice who's our main focus. So we'll say, here's 1/3 and 2/3, right? Maston's eyes are on the upper third. And then we go 1/3, 2/3. Maston's head's kind of on that third too. So it's following that. You just have to know that, sorry, Stephen, but you're the secondary character. Otherwise, if we focused only on Stephen and made it 2/3, we'd be cutting Maston off. So Maston being taller would end up being the person that I would composite the shot based on. Also, if we could do that, or we could recomposite, or we could make it a wider shot, right? Like more of a medium, but we want more, we can composite any of our shots, but that's a good note. Not what I was trying to get y'all to find, but what I want you to see is here. What do you notice about that? It's out of focus, but what else about it?
Oh, blur.
Out of focus, but what about it? It's not sharp, which means it's out of focus. Let me see. Maybe someone come up. Maybe it's harder to see from here. It's green. It's noise. Remember I talked about noise on Monday, and if you want to come up and see it, it's super obvious. This is where the yeah, you can see it move. And that's where the level of light that we are getting, yeah, it's super obvious when you get up close. Yeah, no, it's cycling through. The camera is trying to figure out, you see it? Yeah, the camera is trying to see what color it is, so it's cycling through. Now, how do you fix this?
I assume you just look at that, like that, the camera's brightness and just change the original.
Yeah, if we struck that light, which is plugged in, you want to strike it right now, Maston? And point it, it looks like it's plugged in. Why don't you strike it and point it at the backdrop, so we don't have to light you. But because the natural level of light, yeah, strike it, please. All right, can you bring it down to like probably 10% or whatever the lowest it will be? 10's great. Yes, that's what we would get to now. So now it's too bright, but we can see it's still cycling a little bit, but not that much. Now what's happening is actually this right here, is we have our ISO, which is our digital gain. We talked about gain in our audio. We talked about gain in our video last time. Our digital gain is at 6,400. That's pretty intense as far as shooting, but we have no light on our subjects. So let's see what happens when we change our ISO. All right, so let's see. Look, we can go all the way up to 25,000, which makes everything brighter. But if we go down here and do our ISO, and then let's open up our iris. Oh, touch my ISO again. There's an ISO button right here. You can see that this is what it's like. Why don't you point it directly at the backdrop and then turn it up to 50. And then if we focus back there, we can see now that we have our background lit. And if you come and get it close, you'll see that there's no noise on the wood now. All of this is in focus. In fact, the only really areas that I see noise are now back here, which we could continue to light. And if we go brighter, we can see our subjects are dark, and this is properly lit based off of that. And our ISO is as low as possible. Now, Tim, let's use what we can do. We'll split the difference. Let's raise the ISO up a little bit, but you can see that light is going to be blowing it out if we try to make Stephen properly lit. So that's when we're playing with lighting, you have to use multiple lights or recomposite it, or if you rely on your ISO only on your camera, will you strike the light, save the light, please? All right. So if we turn this all the way up, we can see that not only Stephen's now blown out completely, but look, the gain, the noise is hopefully way more obvious back there now. The elephant door is nothing but moving, right? We see that in horror films a lot, right? You can see it. Yeah. Feel free to come up, but you see it pretty much anywhere that's dark. Even like the chair is moving because what we're adding basically virtual light that not only makes the image look bad, but say we went into a really dark, saving, now we're in a horror movie, and everything like this is as much as possible. Now horror movies do this intentionally to make it look scary, like, oh, it's actually dark. But those of us who notice will now notice that, hey, there's so much noise everywhere. So those are like the practical things to keep in mind, especially like if you go out and you're given this camera, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to remember all the settings from the last person that you did, even if the battery's on. So when you get a camera and you're like, why does it look so bright? What can I do to fix it? Because if we're shooting inside versus outside, there's elements that we can change to make it look good or make it look bad. So shooting, we're going to be taking our cameras to a gym, which will be nicely bright and lit. So we're going to have to check our settings to make sure everything is right. We're shooting in, notably, we're shooting in 24 frames. Our shutter speed here should always be double that. So the shutter's how many pictures are being taken. So 1/48, that's double 23. Other things to note as far as the display when you turn this on, battery level. Our batteries also have an indicator that you can click on to make sure you grab the fully charged battery. You should always have a backup because sometimes I've had batteries go from 100% to 0% in not 100, and suddenly this number will jump down dramatically the less it has. This is our frame size right here. This is our codec that it's being put into. Unless directed otherwise, I wouldn't change these, but it's being shot in 4K and it's 10 bit rate there. Other thing to note, most importantly, is right up here. This is how many minutes we have of media that we're recording on. So we have 115 minutes. This media can change based off of your quality. So you can I'm going to shoot in 8K and I'm going to shoot in RAW. That's going to dramatically take down how much media you can take, you can record it. I have an option on my work camera where I put it in and I have an hour and a half, and then I change the settings, and now I have 24 minutes worth of data, all with the same card. So that's something to keep in mind. We shoot on CFX cards, and SD cards are able to be used by these cameras. They have to be high-speed SD cards. So we don't have any of those, or else we only use our CFX cards. Focal distance, our lens distance, they'll be right here. What else do we want to know? Our auto white balance, you can see it's on auto. Remember, we played around with white balance earlier on. Also, this indicator shows you, if you zoom in, you can zoom in on your object, the pinch on the screen. It'll tell you if you're zoomed in or zoomed out, and where the subject is focused on. Let's see. What else? Oh, notably too, is right here. You can't really see it, but there's 4 channels of audio, which, yeah, it's cut off by the screen right here. I can see, and if you look right here, I don't know. All right, y'all can, is it upside down? Yeah, probably. But you can see that the audio is bouncing, which means what? It means it's recording something. Now, what do I always say? If you're not monitoring it with a headset, you're not recording audio, because you never know. Well, this is the onboard microphone. We talked about it last class as well. Your onboard microphone is a scratch track. So we could plug in an XLR mic and get mount an XLR mic if we wanted to, or what we're going to do is we're going to plug in our interview microphone, and Mastin's going to do interviews. But what I want to tell you, Bryce, one of us recorded audio we recorded the football game without audio. One of us. Good question. I haven't determined whether it was me or you yet, because I haven't looked. But I did go through the footage, and I noticed one had audio, one didn't. Or it was me, and I just didn't notice, because it's on me either way, because I set up the camera. I knew it was your first time using the camera, so you didn't know to look. But I'm telling you that for this reason, let's always look to make sure at the very least we're recording scratch track. Even if we don't have headsets on, as long as something's bouncing, at least we have reference video. Now for football, we were just hoping to get like the whistles and the sound of the players hitting each other, and the crowd, what little crowd there was, cheering, the 4 people in the crowd cheering or booing. We left at half and they were down by 7 touchdowns, so it was pretty good, pretty significant. But that being said, whatever, you're going to film all this stuff. These are just the important things to note. Also, green, standby, what do you think that means? Not recording, right? And if we record, look, recording. Also, you'll note that the time code up here starts going. Time code stops. It's not like a red camera where it's constant time code going. This is card and takes specific time code. Slightly different. Questions or comments? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the lab. I'll open up the bay for you. If you want to edit, you'll have about 2 hours to edit. Those of us who are sticking around, we're going to pull out the cameras. If you're going to be a camera operator, let's play around with it a little bit and feel comfortable with the sticks and everything. We'll give you opportunities. If it's your first time, Bryce can inform you, Daniel can help you. But Mastin, Angel, and Bryce, I think we're the team tonight. So, and you're all welcome to join if you want to stick around. Good opportunity to knock the Gav TV out, because we only have limited Gav TVs left. And I will tell you this, if you don't want to film, but you want to edit a Gav TV, I have Gav TVs that are editable, especially, hey Tim, I can't be at the volleyball game, but I'll edit the volleyball game highlights. Great, love it. Let me know, okay? Yes. You're gonna edit this one?
Yeah. We agreed on that.
Great. I won't give it away then. I forgot. So Angel's editing this one. Excellent. Great. Okay. Cool. Phil, you want to get in the editing? Let's put you in the editing. Anybody else can join the editing. If not, I'll come back and we'll talk cameras. All right, Zoom, sorry. Feel free to speak up. I'm going to stop recording now at this point. Looks like they all left anyway.